Hey, this is Ree here. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Just a very quick video. Something that I figured out about Greenland. Okay, so we have two eclipses coming up, one on February 17th and one on March 3rd. Now, the one on February 17th is not visible in Greenland, but there's significant conjunctions happening in its chart. But it is 100% visible March 3rd, and then it is visible for the total solar eclipse on August 12th, the partial lunar eclipse on August 28th, and also eclipses into 2027. So it's very interesting. Now, when we look at it, these eclipses are happening in its 9th house, which has to do with its foreign affairs, foreign countries. A big change is happening in that house, which will affect its identity and where it loses its identity that it once had. And this affects the homeland as well. You can see this by Mercury. Mercury will conjunct its K2 in the 9th house. It's also having its nodal return right now, which is changing, completely changing what it was doing previously. Mercury will conjunct K2, and K2 is its first house lord and its 4th house lord. So that's why its identity and the homeland. Now, the 10th house lord, which is Jupiter, and also the lord of its reputation, is in review in the 1st house of identity right now. And also the 3rd house, we have K2 conjunct Saturn in retrograde. It's natal Saturn in retrograde. K2 causes war and violence at the worst, which can cause a lot of trouble to enemies, sudden events. It can cause accidents, secret plots, war, and sudden success or failure dealing with neighboring countries. The US can be considered a neighboring country if you look at the map with Alaska and Greenland. Now, Saturn is the 8th house lord and the 9th house lord. The 8th house lord is sudden transformations, death, rebirth, but it can also be the cabinet of the prime minister or the president, whichever one they have, the state treasury, public debt, foreign debt, trading, stock market, and it also can show a risk to people through war. We also have the 6th house lord exalted in the 8th. So the daily routines are involving a transformation of the government, its alliances through a conflict. Mars will also be exalted here, which can help it overcome the conflict, but there's still a lot of problems here. So this is affecting both the 9th house of foreign affairs and happening in the 3rd house of the neighboring countries. So this is a break of the old system of government. Now on March 3rd, we have the moon is going to be at 18 degrees and then Rahu at 22 degrees. And we still have that Saturn K2 conjunction. It's detaching itself from the material world, but also from foreign partners. There's a problem there dealing with foreign affairs and dealing with a transformation, death, rebirth. But we also at this time now have moon coming into play, conjunct its natal Rahu as well. This can affect the mentality of the people. And also moon is the lord of its 2nd house of finance, how finance was being done. And Mercury in this eclipse is going to retrograde over K2. So the first eclipse it was conjunct, and then it's retrograding over K2. So it's showing that its identity and the homeland, there's a big change happening, a split in direction. But also when we go further, I think around March 13th, we will have a Mars K2 conjunction with Mercury retrograde. And this will be opposing its natal Saturn with K2. So this is bringing in problems with foreign nations and neighboring countries as well. There's warlike activity or there's aggressive acts that are happening here. And what's very interesting, if we look at the cities that on March 3rd, which are visible to this eclipse, 100% visible, there's this one city, and I'll just put the name up because there's no way I can pronounce it. It's a peninsula, and this peninsula, it's very interesting that this peninsula is very important. It says that in recent news, this peninsula primarily centers on mineral exploration agreements and ongoing climate change research. Well, climate change, we already know there's something going on there, fishy. And it says a major recent development is a joint venture agreement for DISCO, I cannot say that word, project, which is believed to have a significant potential for critical minerals. The U.S. partnership in November 2025, this just happened, announced a binding agreement with a U.S. partner corporation to fund a $30 million exploration drilling on this project, and the U.S. will earn a 51% interest percentage on that. And it's considered to have high grade of nickel, copper, cobalt, and platinum group metals. And it also has billionaire backing. A mining company which uses AI for mineral exploration is backed by investors like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, are involved in surveying and drilling and preparation of the region. So it's like they already made this deal. And it sounds like the US doesn't want to just profit from that. They want the whole thing. The US is already in there. Now let's look at the other one that is 100% visible. I'm not even going to say that, but it's a space base. And if you look at it, the United States Space Force base is located on the northwestern coast of Greenland, and it's a defense agreement between Denmark and the US. As of 2025, about 150 US soldier service members are permanently stationed there after the US significantly reduced its presence from the Cold War. So it's very interesting because we have Rahu right now in Shawtee Nakshatra, and that is about the stars and space. So they already have military there. And what are they doing there? What are they doing in the space base? Because the eclipse is going to be 100% visible. So it's going to affect this base. And what are they planning to do? Is this some kind of plot on the world from these billionaires? Probably. That's usually what we see. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I just wanted to let you guys know about this really quickly. And don't worry, I'll be in my next videos. I just need a break. I'll see you soon.